I'm so excited to be here with the Adelaide Crows, and I say that as the person who represents Port Adelaide in the State Parliament, and I knew that it was going to be tough yesterday, but what an extraordinary game, and definitely the strongest team won. What we're doing here is making sure that kids can have access to their idols who can help them develop the skills that they need to be really successful in their education. That means learning how to be resilient, how to be optimistic, and how to focus on really smart decision making. The Crows have been leading the way in this effort with about 150 schools thus far, working with the kids, having people who the kids look up to, so they're going to listen, they're going to pay attention. We're going to be spending $450,000 over the next 3 years, so that another 150 schools each year over those 3 years will be able to have access to these sporting heroes who will be able to help them develop their sense of well-being, develop their optimism and their resilience, and therefore help them learn better.
Thanks, Minister. It is a good day for the football club and a good day for the children of South Australia. We're immensely proud of the diverse range of community programs that roll out in this state every year. Growing with Gratitude is our flagship community program. This year it will engage with over 35,000 school children across 150 schools, but now with the support of the Department of Education and Child Development and the Government of South Australia, we look to build upon that, not just in terms of the number of children that can engage in the program, but importantly the regions that we can now go to, and the far more with a greater focus on regional South Australia and a large number of diverse socio and economic areas.
What areas are you trying to reach? You obviously mentioned regional areas. Any in particular?
Well, look, I think that the focus is across the entire state. So, our community team is engaged with 150 schools per year over the last 2 years, up to 35,000 kids. Primarily focused on more of the metro areas, but increasingly going out to regional South Australia. But again, with the support of the government, we can put more people on board who can reach a larger number of schools. So look, it's an increasing focus, and the program is, as the Minister touched upon, it's playing an important role in providing school children with the skills and the tools necessary to lead positive and productive and healthy lives, which as a football club we learn some of those. We learn about the importance of resilience, which is particularly important in the world of today, and it's something that I think I didn't learn as a child in school, but we can now play our part in helping the kids of today to learn.
Speaking of resilience, you must have been pretty rapt with yesterday's performance and game.
Yeah, it was a better game for a CEO to watch, mate. So I enjoyed it yesterday. They were tough conditions, and it was great to have 45,000 of our supporters out there and braving those conditions. But it was wonderful to watch a great performance from our team, and look, they've played good footy right across the season to date, and not too many games better than that one.
Was there much mirth about the Port Adelaide banner and then the subsequent result?
No, look, I think that provided the supporters of both clubs with plenty to laugh about, and I saw some of the changed images, which were interesting at times. So, look, it's all a bit of fun, and we don't mind the banter and encourage it.
I know you haven't been commenting too much, but have to ask about Mitch McGovern, Jake Lever. Can you provide any kind of update as to where that's at the moment?
No.
Can you offer anything to fans? Like, what do you tell fans who are obviously uneasy given the history of losing star players? Can you offer them any sort of guidance? Or?
Well, look, I think you all know that, and I know you've got to ask the questions, but and I know you try and ask them in different ways each time to elicit a different response, but the truth of the matter is that it really doesn't help the situation by providing a running commentary on negotiations, and I think that people understand that, and we've made it clear to our fans that, and I think they understand that we're doing everything possible to ensure we maintain a competitive and healthy list, not just for this year but into the future. So we're doing all that we can right across our list, and they understand that.
Fair to say you're comfortable with where they sit, though, Fags?
Well, it's just, mate, whether I'm comfortable or not is kind of irrelevant, because deals get done when signatures get put on paper, and when we've got something to announce, we will.
Do you have to condition yourself, though, internally, externally, that you may lose one or both of them, though?
No, we condition ourselves to winning footy games right now, and then we condition ourselves to, as we do every year, with working as a list management group to have a competitive list that we think is going to win footy games, and we've done that for the last few years since I've been here, and we'll continue to do that.
Jake's manager returns from holidays very soon. Will negotiations continue once he's back in town?
I imagine phone worked over the last few weeks as well, so mate, it's just, again, he'll go through the processes he needs to make his decisions, and the discussions have been ongoing, and like they have been with other players.
Do you get concerned though when you hear those reports that he's met with Melbourne officials and players from the Melbourne Footy Club?
No, I don't get concerned at all about those reports, and I actually expect that players might from time to time meet, and whether Jake has or not is kind of, again, a bit irrelevant. We always assume that people will go through a really thorough decision-making process and engage with their families and engage with their partner and engage with other football clubs and engage with their manager and engage with, obviously, us as a footy club. So that's actually to be expected, and what I don't get concerned about are the reports that sort of sit in the media, because I think, as you guys know, even under the same masthead, even in the same network, you've got differing opinions of so-called experts who apparently know exactly what's going on. So what I can assure our supporters is a lot of what they read and hear is inaccurate in terms of numbers and figures and all the rest of it. But they can rest assured that we're doing everything possible to maintain our list. That's a list that currently has the team on top of the AFL ladder, and that served us pretty well over the last little while.
So the club doesn't want to overextend itself, is what you're saying, Fags. You don't want to be compromised by some of those numbers that are being thrown around.
No, I'm not making that comment at all, mate. I'm just saying that that we can probably pick up the paper today or listen to a radio network or watch TV, and amongst yourselves you'll have a range of numbers and terms and players and meetings and things which may or may not be truthful. So I know it's tough for the fans, and I empathise with them, but they almost need to put that aside and just know the club's doing all that it can, and the players will go through the process that they'll go through, and they'll make a decision when they're ready to make it.
Thanks. We saw a spectator run onto the ground during the game last night. Is enough being done security-wise, or has the club sort of contacted the SMA about ways that can be sort of improved for next home game?
11 times a year we have 50,000 people at Adelaide Oval. It's an extraordinary experience. It's renowned across the country as one of the leading entertainment experiences in sport. You can't legislate against one idiot, and it's going to happen from time to time. I'm really happy with the security measures that are in place at the venue. They do a great job. It doesn't mean from time to time there's not going to be an incident, but when it does occur, I think it's handled well. It was handled well yesterday, and the game went on, and importantly, neither the crowd nor the players were impacted.
So no need for beefing up going forward, folks?
No, mate. I think that we've got adequate security in place, and I think that I'm happy with where things are at the moment.
Thanks, guys.